Okay, so this is quite a long video. Transactional model of communication is the exchange of messages between sender and receiver where each take turns to send or receive. Sorry. Okay. Or communication is the exchange of messages between sender and the receiver where each take turns to send or receive messages. Here, both sender and receiver are known as communicators. You're both communicators. And their role reverses each time in the communication process as both processes of sending and receiving occurs at the same time. Everything happens at the same time. That's why sometimes it's a bit chaotic, right? Because it's two-way. Okay. So next, we have here our transactional model diagram. Okay. So we have the sender, the receiver, and then we have the sender also and the receiver on the other part. And then we have noise everywhere. Let's look at this. Noise could happen in the sender. Example, I have a difficulty on grouping for words I'm going to use. Example, a while ago I said ingredients. It's not really ingredient, that's the exact word. I can't remember it until now. And then also in the behavior of the sender, we could have a noise there. And then the channel, there could be a noise. There could be noise. And then the message itself, example, it cannot be sent. That's a noise in the channel. And then a noise also in the decoding part. Example, you text someone. You're in a very lively, in a good mood. But then this decoder is not in the good mood. And then she reads your message in an angry way. And what could happen? Okay, what can happen? So it's a noise, right? So that's it. This is the transactional model. Next, we have criticisms, of course, with transactional model, obviously. Now, first, without verbal response, the sender cannot be sure that the receiver got the message as intended. Feedback is an important component in the communication process, especially in interpersonal communication, as it gives us space to clarify misunderstandings. This is the reason why sometimes when we communicate with someone, we do not just chat them. Or if you think that, oh my, he was not able to understand me, he is offended. So what you do is you call that person and then you clarify things or you resend a message. You send another message in follow up to the previous message you have sent, which was not understood. Next, the transactional model gives the opportunity for a lot of noise because the communication is simultaneous. For example, when many people are talking at the same time in a meeting, the objective of the meeting will not be fulfilled. So this happens during breakout or group discussions. Now we have differences between transactional and other communication models. You can pause this part and you can just read them. Okay? So with the transactional model and the other models. Next. The second model is that of Claude Shannon and Warren Weaver in 1948, which gave us the concept of noise. Wow, so it was them. Thank you so much, Shannon and Weaver, for the concept of noise. Now, this is often called telephone model because it is based on the experience of having the message interfered with by noise from the telephone switchboard back in 1940s. Okay, so it happened during a telephone conversation, and then they realized, oh, okay, so there's the possibility of noise destroying or ruining the essence of my message. Now, this is it. We have the information and the source of information. We have the message sent through a transmitter. Remember the phone model? And then we have the signal. However, during the sending of that message through a signal, there's a noise source. Sometimes during our class, during our class a while ago, this is the reason we have shifted here because there's a problem with my connection. Next, the message was received through a signal by the receiver, and then the message went to its destination, and then there is a feedback. Hello, what? Can you still hear me? Oh, hello. And then you say, from the opposite line, you say, Ma'am, you're choppy. That's it. So, example of Shannon Weaver model communication process. Let me read this to you. A businessman sends a message via phone text to his worker about a meeting happening about their brand promotion. The worker does not receive the full message because of noise. It goes like this. The businessman says, "We have a meeting at the office. 8 a.m. goes missing due to the phone. And then the worker feedback. He says, "At what time?" Because there was a disruption, he was not able to hear the 8 a.m. So he asked again, "At what time?" Okay. The sender is the businessman, the encoder is the telephone network company, the channel is the mobile network, the noise is the distraction in voice, workplace noise. Maybe there are like there's a lot of people talking in the background. And then the decoder uses his mobile phone. And then the receiver is, of course, the worker. Next. Advantages of Shannon Weaver model. First is concept of noise helps in making the communication effective by removing the noise or problem causing noise. Now this is the importance. Why did I say thank you so much for Shannon Weaver for the concept of noise? Why? Because without understanding or without knowing your problem, you won't be able to give solution to it. Since now you know that noise could occur and it could change the message. It could disrupt the message. Then you know already what had happened and what can I do? What could I do to make the message clearer the next time around? That's it. This model takes communication as a two-way process. It makes the model applicable in general communication. Communication, okay, it's not complete. I think there's a problem here.